In the vast, silent expanse of the sky, an invisible line is drawn. It's a frontier not marked on any map, but one that is patrolled with lethal precision every single day. This is the edge of NATO airspace, a boundary defended by some of the most advanced fighter jets ever created. For decades, a tense, high-stakes ballet has played out in these skies, a silent yet deafening standoff between two global powers. On one side, the collective might of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, on the other, the formidable air power of Russia. This isn't a story of open warfare, but of nerve-wracking close encounters, of pilots staring across a few feet of empty air into the cockpit of a potential adversary. It's a game of aerial chess where a single miscalculation could have catastrophic consequences. What happens when these titans of the sky meet? What are the unspoken rules of engagement when a Russian bomber tests the limits of sovereign airspace? This is the story of the constant, simmering challenge in the skies, a conflict hidden in plain sight, far above our heads. The air is thin at 30,000 feet. For the pilots of NATO's Quick Reaction Alert, or QRA, it's just another day at the office. These pilots are the sentinels of the sky, on standby 24/7, ready to scramble their jets within minutes. Their mission: to intercept any unidentified aircraft approaching Allied airspace. More often than not, those aircraft bear the red star of the Russian Air Force. The encounters usually begin with a blip on a radar screen. An aircraft flying dark with its transponder switched off is detected, heading towards the invisible border. Is it a civilian plane in distress? Or something else? The QRA crews don't wait to find out. The scramble alarm blares, and within moments, fighter jets like the Eurofighter Typhoon or the F-35 are thundering down the runway, climbing at near vertical angles to meet the unknown contact. What they find is often a formidable sight: a pair of Tu-95 Bear bombers, colossal four-engine turboprop giants that have been a symbol of Russian long-range aviation since the Cold War. Or perhaps the sleek, menacing profile of a Tu-160 Blackjack, a supersonic strategic bomber capable of carrying nuclear payloads. These aren't accidental wanderings. These flights are deliberate probes designed to test NATO's response times, to gather intelligence on radar capabilities, and to send a very clear political message. They are a projection of power, a reminder of Russia's military reach. As the NATO fighters pull alongside the Russian aircraft, a delicate and highly professional protocol unfolds. The goal is not aggression, but identification and escort. The lead NATO pilot will establish visual contact, making their presence known. They'll fly a parallel course, close enough to read the tail numbers, close enough for the pilots to see each other. Imagine the cockpit view. To your left, a massive bomber, its wings spanning nearly the length of a football field. You can see the crew inside. Sometimes they even wave. It's a surreal, almost collegial moment in the midst of a tense geopolitical standoff. The communication is mostly nonverbal. A slight rock of the wings, a change in heading at S, all part of a silent language understood only by those who fly in these extreme environments. The NATO pilots will shadow the Russian formation, reporting its position, heading, and composition back to ground control. They are the eyes in the sky, ensuring the unidentified aircraft doesn't deviate from its course or pose a direct threat. They will escort it until it turns back, or until it's clear it will remain in international airspace. The entire encounter might last for an hour or more, a sustained period of intense focus where the margin for error is zero. But what makes these encounters so fascinating and so perilous is their unpredictability. While many intercepts are routine, some are not. There have been instances of Russian pilots performing aggressive maneuvers, flying dangerously close to NATO aircraft, or engaging in what pilots call hot-dugging, unprofessional and risky flying, intended to intimidate. In 2020, a Russian Su-27 fighter performed a hair-raising maneuver over the Black Sea, crossing directly in front of a US B-52 bomber, causing violent turbulence that endangered the American crew. These are the moments that test the discipline and training of NATO pilots to their absolute limits. The instinct might be to react, to escalate, but their mission dictates restraint. They must de-escalate, maintain a safe separation, and document the incident. Every move is recorded by cockpit cameras, providing crucial evidence for diplomatic protests that will follow on the ground. The history of these aerial encounters is a mirror to the state of East-West relations. During the height of the Cold War, intercepts were frequent and fraught with peril. A misinterpretation, a nervous pilot, could have easily triggered a wider conflict. After the fall of the Soviet Union, there was a lull. The skies grew quieter. But in the 21st century, particularly since the annexation of Crimea in 2014, the frequency and intensity of these Russian patrols have surged dramatically. NATO has recorded hundreds of intercepts each year, from the frigid skies over the Barents Sea and the North Atlantic, all the way to the crowded airspace of the Baltic and Black Seas. These aren't just military exercises, they are strategic signaling. When tensions rise on the ground over Ukraine, Syria, or political disputes, they are reflected by increased activity in the air. The sky becomes a barometer of international relations. To meet this renewed challenge, NATO's air policing mission has been significantly bolstered. Allies rotate deployments to frontline states like Estonia, Lithuania, and Romania, countries that lack their own robust air forces. A Spanish pilot might find themselves scrambling to intercept a Russian jet over the Baltics, a testament to the collective defense principle at the heart of the alliance. An attack on one is an attack on all. And it's not just fighters. A huge unseen network of ground-based radar, airborne warning and control systems, the famous AWACS planes and intelligence analysts, work around the clock. This massive, integrated system creates a comprehensive picture of the airspace, allowing commanders to see the board and position their pieces long before a Russian aircraft even approaches the edge of NATO territory. It's a system designed for deterrence, to show that the alliance is vigilant, unified, and capable. The aircraft involved are technological marvels. The Russian Sukhoi Su-27 and its derivatives are renowned for their incredible agility, capable of performing maneuvers that seem to defy physics, like the famous Pugachev's Cobra. On the NATO side, jets like the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning to bring stealth technology into the equation, allowing them to detect and track their adversaries long before they are seen themselves. This creates a fascinating asymmetry. The Russian approach often relies on visible presence and raw aerodynamic performance, while NATO's philosophy increasingly leans on information dominance and low observability. It's a clash of doctrines playing out at Mach 2. When an F-35 intercepts a Russian plane, the Russian pilots may not even know they're being tracked until the stealth fighter chooses to make itself visible. This technological edge is a key component of NATO's deterrent posture. But beyond the technology and geopolitics, this is a profoundly human story. It's about the men and women in the cockpits. They are some of the most highly trained individuals on the planet, capable of making split-second life-or-death decisions while pulling immense geoforces. They must be pilots, diplomats, and warriors all at the same time. They train relentlessly, simulating every possible scenario, so that when the real alarm sounds, their response is pure muscle memory. They understand the weight of their actions. They know that the stability of an entire continent can rest on their professionalism and restraint. They are the quiet guardians, the few who stand watch in the sky so the many below can live in peace. So the next time you look up at a clear blue sky, remember the invisible drama unfolding far above, the silent dance of interceptors and bombers, the constant test of wills, and the unwavering vigilance of the pilots who fly on the edge. This is not a relic of the Cold War. It is the reality of our modern world. It is the story of how peace is maintained, not through grand treaties alone, but through the courage and discipline of those who patrol the high frontier. This constant challenge in the sky is a powerful and often unseen element of global security. A chess game where the pieces are billion-dollar jets and the stakes couldn't be higher.